Hello and welcome to Comcast Local Edition. I'm Donna Richardson, and my guest today is Kwame Brown, Council Member at Large for the Council of the District of Columbia. Welcome, Kwame. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be here.
Now, I know education is extremely high on your list of priorities. Can you tell the residents about that?
Well, education is important, not only here in the District of Columbia, but throughout the country. I think we have allowed a generation to grow up not receiving the education that I actually was able to receive and making it a priority. Reforming education is something that's like people kind of talk about it. Reform, what does that mean? That's mean making sure that our principals and our teachers have the resources they need to actually teach our children. It's making sure that our administrators, whether we have a chancellor or a superintendent, has the tools that they need to make sure that our teachers and principals have the tools they need. But it also means having some accountability. Not just accountability with the chancellor or with the teacher or with the principal, but we need to have some parent accountability and making sure that we bring our parents in the fold. And for those that don't have parents, we have grandparents and great aunts, and we have so many people that are helping raise these kids that they need to be involved in the quality of education lives that's taking place in the District of Columbia. And that's why we have to have all three of those working together in order to have true educational reform.
Exactly. It's definitely a partnership, and if one part of that partnership is missing, it impacts the success for the children.
Right, but the children is the number one. I have two, as you know, one 5 and one 7-year-old. Both of them are in the public school systems. I live education every single day. I have a wife that's in the system. So I am, DCPS, as one would call it. But the question becomes, how do we measure success? So after we spend over $1 billion in the system, after we, make sure that we're educating our teachers and principals, after we reform our central office, the question is, how do we measure success? How do we look back and make sure that our children can read, write, add, and subtract? That's what I really care about.
Right.
We're going to modernize every single school in the District of Columbia. I don't think the chancellor should be worried about a toilet or a sink. I want them making sure that Susie and John and Shanika could actually read, write, add, and subtract, and are doing well on their tests, so then they can provide them a quality education. And along with that, we need to make sure that vocational education is a part of the overall mission of the city to help create a stronger workforce. Many children just don't go to college. Right. And for those that don't go to college, they should be able to graduate from high school with a skill set in order to get a job. We have $60 billion in development that's going to take place in the District of Columbia. You see cranes all over the place. The question becomes, how do we prepare the next generation to participate in the economic boom that we actually see? And that's why we're so excited about Phelps Architect, Engineering, and Construction High School, the only one in America, the most modern one on the East Coast, that is designed to give our students an opportunity to take advantage of those jobs.
And that's so important. And then there's also the adult education also that is a key component of it.
A very key component. That's what I'm, as you know, working as hard as I can. We've introduced a bill that's now law and put money in it in this budget to keep these facilities, Phelps Architect, Engineering, Construction High School, Cardozo Construction Academy, and Hospitality High School, open on nights and weekends, so our adult population, those 18 to 50 years old that are underemployed, we want to get them better employed. For those that are unemployed, we want to help them get employed. You can't have affordable housing when people don't have a job. If you don't have a job, we don't have a job training, then you don't get a job. And if you don't have a job, then you're not going to get any affordable housing. So, what happens is we can't move to social until we help our families not, build houses that make for people to make $25,000 a year, but help the people to make $25,000 a year make $75,000 a year. And in order to do that, you have to have job training. And I think throughout the country, this is something that you're going to see a lot of focus on, and we're going to be hopefully leading the way here in the District of Columbia.
Well, Councilman, thank you so much for coming in and joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Don.
We've run out of time.
Great.
My guest today has been Kwame Brown, Council Member at Large, Council of the District of Columbia. And if you're interested in what Comcast is doing in your area, go to On Demand and click Get Local. For Comcast Local Edition, I'm Donna Richardson.